Okay, now let's do the lesson data file handling, and today I will take up like how to read data from a file. In our last sessions we have seen like how to create a file and how to write to a file. Now what we will do is we will write something to a file and then we will read from the file and display the contents of the file on the screen, right? Okay, now I'm going to take a program in which I have let's say the details of the employees, right? And we have to read the details from the file, right? Okay, now I'm going to write a program here. So here I have included the header files needed for this program: iostream.h, fstream.h and stdlib.h, right? Now the main function. Okay, now first of all, system within bracket cls, this is for clearing the screen, right? Okay, now I'm going to take one file object of stream. I call it as file1, right? Okay, now file1 dot open, I call it as emp name, and I'm opening it in the output mode, that is the default mode, right? Okay, now see how I'm going to write into the file. I have taught you how to write to the file in the earlier sessions. Now I am just writing to the file in a shortcut way, right? I say file1, I am going to give the names of some employees here, right? I write Amit Gupta, and here I give a \n so that I come to the next line after this, right? And then Monica Sharma is another name of the employee, right? Then let's give one more name here. Something like this, right? Okay, now I have written 3 names into this file. Okay, after this I want to close this file because I have already written into the file. Now I want to close this. Now once you have written this into the file, now comes the reading part, reading the data from the file. Now see how it is to be done. The first thing you have to do is I take one character array, I call it as line, and I take it as 80 like this, right? Okay. Okay, after that I need to have a input stream, that is the if stream, right? I call it as file2, fine. Now this file2, the object file2 has to be associated with the file, so file2 dot open, you will give the same file name that you had given above, that is emp name, and iOS. Now it is input mode, right? Okay. So this file is opened in the input mode. Now after that, cout, the names of the employees are, I write indel, file2 dot get line comma 80. Now here I am using the get line function, which gets a complete line till the new line character, that is \n, that you had entered earlier. So what it does is it fetches this particular content, Amit Gupta, that you had written here, right? This, and this is put inside this array of line. Line is the array, right? Okay. So file2.getLine comma 80 means inside this array line you have got the name Amit Sharma, right? After this I write cout line. So this will display that particular name, right? Then again I say file2.getLine. Now the cursor has come to the second line, right? So when you say line comma 80 once again here, this fetches the second name and puts it into the array line, right? Now cout line endl will display the second name, right? Now we have three names there, so if you want to display all the three names, this thing has to come thrice, right? So I'll write once again file2 dot get line comma 80 again, and here cout line endl. It's not necessary that the array should be of 80 characters. It can be less also. If you know that the length of a particular line is less than 80 characters, then you can take it like that. But normally we take a safe length, that is one line will not be more than 80 characters, even if you put a lot of characters in it. So we take it as 80, right? Okay. Cout line endl, right? So once this is done, all the data is displayed. Now you can say file2 dot close and then return 0, right? So now when you run this program, it will display the names like this, whatever we had written there. This will be the output of the program. It will read from that particular file, right? Okay. So there are different ways of reading from a file. Now we have seen the way in which you read a whole line and put it on the display, right? Okay. So here, while writing to the file, we have just written it in this way. You know how to write to a file. You can follow the way of writing to a file, proper way, in which you have, supposing you want to write the names of 5 employees or details of 5 employees. So you can put a for loop and put the details of the 5 employees, and then it can be read, right? Okay. Okay. Now in most of the cases that we have done, we have always opened the file in the output mode, that is the default mode. But generally it should not be like that. Whenever you have any data to a file, that data should not be overwritten. So supposing in this program, like what I have done here is, I have written emp name iOS out here. So I run the program for the first time, right? And these three names are there, fine. Supposing I have a program in which I ask the user to enter the name instead of giving the names like this, the way I have given it here, right? Okay. So what happens is, every time the user runs the program, like today I run the program, tomorrow again I run the program, day after tomorrow again I run the program. Now each day I want to put the names of the new employees who have joined, right? So that doesn't mean that the earlier employees' names should get erased, right? So the earlier names should also be there, and after that whatever name you are putting, that has to get added to that, right? So generally in most of the cases that we will be doing, right, instead of using the iOS out mode, right, you should use the iOS append mode, app, right? So this ensures that the earlier records are intact and the new records are added to the earlier ones. That's what we want in real life, right? Okay. So whenever you are putting the names of employees or the names of students, details of the students and all such things, you should always use the append function, right? And I showed you this getLine function here. This getLine function is for reading a whole line, and putting it into a array, right? Okay. Now you have two more functions, which are, one is called the get function and one is put function, right? Now as I said, getLine reads a whole line. Whole line means it contains a lot of characters, right? So it can read a number of characters and puts it into an array. Now this get function can read only a single character. Get function can read only a single character from a file. So if you want to read character by character, then you have to use the get function. Same way the put function writes one character at a time to a file. Okay. Supposing you have a file, I'll just show you something here. Supposing you have one if stream file1 I have written, and there is some file associated with it. Let's say file1.open emp.dat, and this is opened in the input mode, right? Okay. Now while file1, that is while the end of the file, now I want to read, supposing I say file1.getch. Ch is a character variable that we take here, char ch, right? Now what does this mean? This means file1.getch means it will read the first character of that particular file, and that character will be put in the variable ch, right? So supposing I have a file here in which I have written something like this. This is data file handling. Suppose this is the content of the file, right? Okay. Now what this will do is, first of all, it will take out this t, right? This t will be put inside the variable ch and that will be displayed, right? Then while file1 it goes to the next character. Now this is put into ch and then h comes. Then the third character, then the fourth character. Like this it will read character by character like this. Okay. And the put function, same way, if you want to write something character by character, then you will use the put function. So for using the put function, you should have a offstream class, offstream object, sorry. And you have to associate a file with it, and whatever character, supposing I say the user enters something, cout, enter a character, right? in ch. Now I want to put this, so what I'll do is, this is file2 dot put, and here I'll write ch. So this file2 should be attached to a particular file. So I say file2 dot open, supposing I say my file dot dat comma iOS append, right? So whatever the user enters, this could have been put in a loop also. Now I just wanted to show you how to use this put function. So in ch, the user will enter any character from that keyboard, from the keyboard, and that character will be put onto the file, written onto the file, right? So today we have seen how to read from a file using the getLine function, and also we have seen how to use the get function here for reading a file. This is again get function. This is again the get function for reading from a file, for reading a character from a file, right? Okay, and we have also seen how to use the put function. Okay, so with that I come to the end of this session on data handling. Bye.